Good morning. I hope you're having a great week. You know, back when I was in high school, there was a guy that was a few years older than me. Actually, he had graduated and I was still in high school. He was a real popular guy, got good grades, did good in school, but he got arrested. He got arrested for transporting drugs for a high sum of money. Somebody offered him a lot of money. He decided it was an easy way to make quick bucks, and he took this load and went north, got arrested. As I understand it, he was somebody that was kind of set up to take a fall, but all that stuff could be hearsay. A few years later, I believe after I was out of college and back living in Miami, another friend of mine was on a construction job, and a guy came up to him and offered him $10,000 to drive a motor home from Miami north, I think, to Jacksonville. It may have been North Carolina, but it was like a day, 2 days work for $10,000. And the guy was prepared to give him $5,000 then and $5,000 when he delivered the motor home. And he was smart enough to say no. He knew there was something wrong with that. Well, you know, back in 1993, a movie came out called Indecent Proposal. Had to think about that for a minute. Starred Demi Moore, Woody Harrelson, and Robert Redford. And the crux of that was, what would Demi Moore or this couple do for $1 million? We've seen people go around on talk shows and things asking people, what would you be willing to do for $10 million? People come up with things, you know, some people say, well, anything. Well, the question is not what you would do for $1 million or for $10 million, because the odds are nobody's going to come up and ask us that. But the real question is, what are we doing day in and day out that compromises what we believe is right? You know, I believe Jesus refers to that as greed. This morning I want to read to you from Luke, the book of Luke, chapter 12, beginning in verse 13. Someone in the crowd said to him, "Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me." Jesus replied, "Man, who appointed me judge or arbitrator between you?" Then he said to them, "Watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. A man's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions." And he told them this parable. The ground of a certain rich man produced a good crop. He thought to himself, "What shall I do? I have no place to put my crops." Then he said, "This is what I will do. I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones. And there I will store all my grain and my goods. And I'll say to myself, you have plenty of good things laid up for many years. Take life easy, eat, drink, and be merry." But God said to him, "You fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself? This is how it will be with anyone who stores up things for himself, but is not rich toward God." Be safe. Stay well out there.